Welcome back, everyone. Today we are out here rooting plants, specifically rosemary. Now, I've got all these rosemary sticking out of this aloe, and that is a main factor in this propagation special here. So this is almost an 80 to 90% guarantee that you're going to get some type of success out of your cuttings, and we've been using this for many years. I just want to share the process. I'm super sweaty out here. It is like 90 degrees. I've been soaking myself with water, so I apologize for being a little disheveled, but we're going to make a whole bunch of free plants and check out some free plants we've already made with this process. Now, if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get right into this. So when do we use aloe as a rooting hormone supplement? So we want to use it when we are propagating right into soil, not into water. It doesn't really take a whole lot of effect. It really doesn't do much because the water just washes it away. If you're putting it in a bubbler system, some type of freshwater recirculation, or some type of aquaponics system like we have in our tank here. So I just wanted to state that we're using this into soil and soil only. So first off, we've got this rosemary that's just plugged into aloe, and it's keeping it fresh, keeping it safe. Now, when we take these rosemaries, you can see I just skin the bottom part, maybe the bottom quarter of it, so we can pull the leaves back, because we are looking to open up and activate those undifferentiated cells, and those are going to be contained in the nodes of plants, like on your woodier, larger plants. And a lot of times those undifferentiated cells will be in the skin of the plant. Plant like rosemary or hyssop here that has like a woodier bark. Now this was a cutting. Now this is a hyssop cutting that we had. It's actually almost flowering already. This has been in the greenhouse in soil, and I just washed it out in water, and that's the kind of roots we developed with aloe alone. And that was right into soil, just sat in the greenhouse, a nice shady, cool location. As long as we mist it or water it regularly and it doesn't dry out, we've got a darn good success rate, 80 to 90% success on all of our cuttings. So as we take a cutting from our rosemary back here, I can just stick it in water, or I can simply just stick it right into our aloe there to just kind of mull over till we're ready to put it in the ground. Now, we can take multiple pieces of aloe. Now, we can cut multiple pieces of aloe up, and then you can stick each piece of aloe with a piece of rosemary, and then we can basically just plant them as so, and then you have your own protective coating that's going to break down into usable nutrients for this freshly rooted cutting. I don't always bury them with a piece of aloe. I like to just dip them in the aloe, plug them out, and then into the soil, and that gets me good results. This way it does also, but I've had more rot like this because it keeps it so moist and stuff. It seems to not have as good of a success rate as just going from aloe right into soil, watering it in, and just leaving it be. So let's take a look at some of our rosemary cuttings here. Now, I soaked these heavy. I really watered these heavy because I knew I was going to be pulling them out and checking them for roots. Now, I see some roots there. I'm going to show everybody. So the first two I pull, this is what they look like. So these were the first two. There's a few small roots coming out on this one, and this is the bottom of this rosemary. We've got decent roots, searching for a place to grow here. So we've got decent rooted cuttings within a matter of 2.5 weeks. These things threw roots off for us. With this method, it is flawless. We're going to go ahead and pot these up real quick, at least one of them right now on camera. So we've got our nice bed that we take all of our recycled soil, throw it right in here. We're going to take that and dig a nice little hole out, and we will bury this one in. And we've got ourselves an absolutely free little rosemary plant. This is a super simple process, guys. We could be doing this on a multitude of plants, which we do. We've got lots and lots of plants, just like our hyssop and stuff like that. We're always propagating whatever we want for ourselves and what sells. So we're always adding to our hyssop row. We're trying to get a nice hedge of hyssop. We're trying to get a nice hedge of rosemary, but that always dies back for us, except for in the greenhouse. I have some in the ground that stays alive, just like our lavender. So lavender is another one we can do this way. There is a lot of ways to be reproducing free plants for your own homestead and saving yourself a ton of money when you're going to those nurseries and those stores. Now, this is an all-natural method for rooting your own plants. This is not an actual hormone. It does not act as a hormone. It prevents and protects from rotting and pathogens and woody eating pathogens that like to eat the wood, thus rotting it. So we're keeping away and protecting all of those critters who want to feed on that fresh cutting while it starts to grow roots, and then it can protect itself from those pathogens and bacteria. So we have used very, very early on, maybe 15 years ago, my wife and I had used some powder rooting substance, and that is considered a pesticide by the USDA. So the Department of Agriculture says those rooting compounds are dangerous. They're very toxic. You don't want to bring any of the dust in. It is considered a pesticide. So we don't want to use that. We don't want to put it in our soil. We don't want to give that to our customers. We don't want to ingest that ourselves. So we stay away from it. We do all of these all natural methods. This is very, very simple way. We'll be able to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of these rosemary, make 5 new cuttings, throw them right into soil and let them do their thing. We've already got maybe 30, 40 rosemary cuttings in these 2 trays right here that we started maybe a week to a week and a half, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. This one's earlier, this one's a little older. I've got to go through and pot all of these up, get them potted up. They can get a little bit of root establishment, throw a little bit more vegetation off with a bigger pot, and then we're going to be able to resell them or put them in our greenhouse, put them on our property, try and let them flower. There's endless possibilities for what you can propagate. So this one's a no-brainer. You can constantly be growing aloe and reusing it for many different things. This is a non-edible form of aloe. There's about 420 varieties of aloe, and you can use just about all of them to propagate just about any plant. I haven't had any plants, I haven't found any yet, that won't propagate from this method or from using aloe while it's trying to root itself up. So before I get any sweatier in here, I've got to get to work, get all this situated, and I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you guys next time.